All right. So Francis Ngannou's coach has gone ahead and come out and said that the headline story is Francis Ngannou's coach agrees with Dana White that Francis Ngannou has an ego. That is such an absolute shit headline. It has nothing to do with the way that Francis Ngannou's coach actually felt and what he actually said in that interview. Francis Ngannou's coach, Lopez, man, this guy really, he basically took Francis Ngannou off of the streets. He took him off the street and turned him into an undefeated fighter. Now, don't get me wrong, the guy's just generally gifted, right? He's just gifted. He's a specimen, a gifted athletic specimen. And not, I can't even say athletic, just an imposing character, you know. I mean, he's a big dude. But this coach had took him off the street, gave him somewhere to live, gave him food to eat, and they were riding together. You know, that was his team. That was Ngannou's team, and Francis was part of the coach's team, right? Here is the coach's grievance. Here's where the coach has a grievance. He said that fight against Stipe Miocic, when Francis lost it, we all lost it. We all lost that fight together, but Francis Ngannou was the one in the octagon, and he did not at all go in there and fight the game plan that we had trained. And he said it was horrible to watch. He never fought the game plan that we trained. And I'm getting slaughtered over here. Because he said, as a coach, I'm getting slaughtered because this guy didn't go with the game plan. And it's like, and now it's like I can't even get through to the guy because he's left the camp and now he's at Syndicate MMA. Before he was at Syndicate MMA, remember he was at the Performance Institute? You guys remember that? Go and watch some of his fights. They used to say Francis Ngannou does not have a fight camp. He trained directly out of Performance Institute. He did have a fight camp. He did. He was at, see what the name of this damn gym is real quick. He was at the MMA Factory. That was the name of the gym that he was training at, the MMA Factory. That's the gym he was at. But the announcers, Dana White, everybody, the media, all of them were saying that he trains out of the Performance Institute. Why were they saying that? Why were they saying that? Because they wanted to advertise the Performance Institute and put Francis Ngannou. That guy can advertise anything. If he was holding Coca-Cola, I might drink a damn Coca-Cola. If he's holding a beer, I might drink a beer. He is that guy. He comes off as a nice guy. He does come off, recently, he's been coming off as stupid as hell, but stupid sell. There's two things that sell in this world, sex and stupid. Okay? So, you know, he does come off as just no game plan, no social game plan, no business game plan, apparently no octagon game plan, past uppercut. But we're all screaming, why is Dana throwing Francis Ngannou under the bus? Because he don't need him anymore. He used Francis Ngannou he didn't care about the wins. He used him to advertise the Performance Institute. Now he's losing. Okay, now you can't be associated with the Performance Institute because you lost, right? Now we're going to blame it on your training camp. The training camp that we said that you don't have. That's what we're going to do. We're going to blame it on the coaches that we said that you do not have. So everybody's like, maybe he should join a camp. Maybe he needs to actually join an actual team. Because those coaches that he had, and then he was like, why did you leave the Performance Institute to go to France? Now, I agree with that. I do agree with that. If he was going to train at the Performance Institute, stay there. If you're going to train with MMA Factory, stay there. I would not have gone 2 or 3 weeks before your fight to another country. It's just too taxing on the body and on the mind and the whole 9 yards. But he should have been, why was he there? He should have been training at MMA Factory the whole time, or either Performance Institute the whole time. The reason why he left apparently was for personal reasons. The personal reasons might have been his coach was like, dude, you are actually betraying the team. You're over there letting them stamp you with Performance Institute, and you are not Performance Institute. All of those wins are MMA Factory wins. When you win, I should be able to win. As your coach, I should be able to win, just like Conor McGregor and Kavanaugh. When Conor wins, Kavanaugh wins. No questions asked. We all know that Conor could go into any camp. He could go over to Mark Henry. He could go over to Mark Henry. He could go to, where else could he go? Mark Henry. He could go to Trevor Whitman or Trevor Whitmore, whatever his name is, the guy who's over Rose and Gaethje and a lot of the women fighters. But I do like his style. He could go to any of those camps and still be a big deal fighter, right? But Conor has stayed loyal to Kavanaugh. He stayed loyal to Ireland. Francis Ngannou, the first freaking paycheck that he got, his eyes went cockeyed, and he went fucking slack-jawed. He was slack-jawed and cockeyed over the check that Dana White gave him. And he ditched his team over it. And I'm tired of these people who do this type of shit. It's always these type of people who will ditch the person that's been down for you. The person that has been down for you. They will ditch them all because of a shiny new toy. And that shiny new toy is playing you. It's playing you and you're too stupid to see it. Dana White doesn't care about a Francis Ngannou. But that coach at MMA Factory, he cared about him. The coach is African. The coach is African. Francis Ngannou is African. They both speak French. And there was a connection there in terms of fighting. Apparently there was some sort of respect there. And he threw it all away. For what? To train at Syndicate MMA? For what? It's just horrible. He bought into everything that Dana White was doing. Dana White was gassing him up, bringing him to all the events, making him look like a star. And actually, Francis could have been a star. He actually could have been a star, obviously, if he continued winning. The problem is, the reason why he was winning is because of his old camp, the MMA Factory. He was winning because of his old camp. He thought that the reason why he was winning was because of Dana White. That's exactly what he thought. Oh, I've made it. I just got a check from White. I just got a check from Mr. White. That's what Francis Ngannou thought. And he was like, I'm the best fighter ever now because of that. Now I'm the best fighter ever because I just got a check from Dana White. He lost it. He didn't understand that he walked into the building as the best fighter ever because of his training camp and his own people. He sold out his own people. It is sad. It's a shame. It is a sad shame. He sold out his own people to make it seem like Dana White was the one who was making him a star when he was a born star. He walked in the building as a star. With them raggedy ass braids, knocking people out. Back in the day, before he had the slick haircut, with them raggedy ass braids that he had, knocking people out. He had all of us were taking notice of this dude. Everybody watching was like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is going to be a problem for the heavyweight division. But he decided, instead of giving my team the accolade, I'm going to give Dana White the accolade. I'm going to give Mr. White the accolades. That's exactly what he said to his team. That's what he said to the fans. Right? So he did that. He gave Dana White all the accolades, right? Dana White's the reason why I'm great. And he believes it too. Dana White's the reason why I have this nice haircut. Last night, shout out to Coach Shelton Harrison. Shout out to General Africa. I was on the Come Get This Work mobcast last night. It was the first mobcast that we had. It was a good time. I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed myself a lot. I mean, it was a great bit of commentary, and we talked about a bunch of stuff. Ngannou, Amanda Cyborg, Till. We talked about Andrea Lee for a little bit. And I just really enjoyed myself. This is the Come Get This Work mobcast. It's going to be on every Thursday night. If you want to go ahead and hit subscribe on that channel, go ahead and go over to the channel. It's called Come Get This Work mobcast. And it's just a group. It's a panel of people who make videos. Maybe they don't make videos, but we're all getting on and just talking about the fights coming up, talking about any beefs, fighter personality, the roster, the rankings, literally anything that comes up in MMA, we're talking about it. It's kind of a rough structure right now, but it's going to be building up to something really great. So go ahead and get on the team. Join the team early. And don't forget to join this team early as well. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, I know you want to, go ahead and tag it and go ahead and hit the like button as well. All right, I'll get back into it. When Francis Ngannou finally lost to Stipe Miocic and Dana White dropped him, Dana White didn't just drop him. He threw his ass away. He threw him away right in front of a bus. Because if the person can't be a star for you, you don't want them to be a star for somebody else. So it's kind of like you've got to jug them in their side a bit. And this sounds really shady, but it's just the truth. When you see how business people work, if they're working with you, then they want you to be the best that you can possibly be. If they find out that you're not working with them anymore, that means that you're working against them. And so they have to jug you in your side. If they jug you in your side, right? If you get a wound in the side of your body, it's basically a slow leak. So you'll be walking around thinking that you're okay, but you are draining blood. Drip, 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 drip. You're just leaking out all of your energy. Then you start to slow down. You don't understand what happened. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Oh, I don't know what happened. And now we can't even follow the trail. The blood done dried up. You can't even follow the trail at that point to figure out what happened. It was Dana. Dana jugged you. He jugged you in your side right after that Stipe fight. He jugged you. That's why that's why Francis went into the Derek Lewis fight with nothing in the tank, because he jugged him right in the side. He isolated him from all of his people. Right? No, he didn't. He actually didn't try to do it. I can't even say Dana tried to do it. Smart people know not to freaking let go of your team. Smart people know stay close to your people. Right? I'm not saying you have to have a whole entourage, but if you came in the door with people, stay close to those people in the building. Stay close to your people. Do not betray your people. No matter how shiny that other thing looks, stay close to your people. You make relationships and you build relationships and you add people to your team. You don't ditch your team and go and jump on their team. No, you just add people. It's a community, yes, but geez, the guy cut off his entire camp. This is a man who took him off the streets, gave him somewhere to live, gave him somewhere to train, gave him food to eat, and he cut him off. This is a guy who is also African. He cut him because Dana White told him, you can come and perform and train at the Performance Institute. It's way better than what you have over there. It's so much better. This is state of the art. This is absolutely state of the art. You can, we've got all type of stuff. Have you ever ran in a hyperbaric chamber? Have you? How do you cut weight? We have like the state of the art way to cut weight. Oh, okay. Well, let's. Oh, I said cut weight. I forgot heavyweights don't even cut weight. But how do you diet? What's your diet like? Because we have a chef on hand here. That chef won Hell's Kitchen last season. Dietary specialist. We've got Mike Dolce in the back beating the shit out of all of our cooks, teaching them what not to and what to do. You should come over here to Performance Institute. Francis is like, whoa, you got all of that over there? Whoa, state of the art. I'm down. Hey guys, sorry, gotta go. They got the state of the art stuff over there. And he went and he ditched his team and he left and he went over to sit with Dana White in the Performance Institute like a child. Like a child. That's what children do. All the time. You have to tell children all the time, do not go with the stranger. I don't care if they have candy, cookies, lollipops, balloons. Don't do it. You have to tell them that daily. Like once a week. You have to tell kids that because kids can easily be lured by something that looks a little bit shiny or a little bit fun or anything. Just like a child, he went over there to Dana White, and now Dana White's thrown his ass under the bus, and now he doesn't know what to do because he's alone. He doesn't have his ride or die team, right? He doesn't have a ride or die team. He has nobody at Syndicate MMA that can actually understand him on a deeper level. And also on top of that, it's not even that he doesn't have his team. He doesn't have his team. He also doesn't have the guy who he ditched his team for. He doesn't have Dana. He doesn't have Dana White. Life lesson right here. Don't stop right now. If you're doing it, stop it. If you're not doing it, never do it. Ditching and betraying your own people, the people that ride for you. And I'm not talking about culturally or racially or nationality wise. Obviously, that's what makes sense right now in this situation, because Francis Ngannou is African and Francis Ngannou is from Cameroon. I'm not sure where the coach was from, so I can't say that they're nationality-wise, they represent the same place. But what I can say is they are both African, and there is that connection there with Africans. But it's deeper than just African. The guy took him off the street and took him in. He opened up all of these doors of MMA to him. Both of these guys, Francis and the coach, they hit the lottery when they met each other. The stars had aligned when these two met each other. That's what I mean by your people. That's what I mean. I don't mean, it's not a racial thing or anything like that. But if you meet somebody who will sacrifice for you, who sees something in you and believes in you, don't betray that person for somebody else who's giving you a business deal. Business deals are business deals. People that come in your life, everybody who comes in your life, they're not your friend. You need to look at these people and say, why are you here now? Why are you right in my face right now? And the answer would have been simple. If he would have asked himself that when Dana White came to him, the answer would have been simple. It would have been, because this guy thinks that I can make the UFC some money. And so then you say, okay, if you think the UFC can make money, then you need to cut me a little scratch. Let's go ahead and get the contract inked out. Cut me my scratch. Cut me mine, and I'll make sure you get yours. And that should have been the only relationship that Dana and Francis Ngannou ever should have had. The coach never called him egotistical. He said that guy never stood up for me. When we needed it the most, he never stood up for me. And actually what he did is he ditched me for another team that took him into a fight and had him looking like a damn picture that you would see in the museum. A still frame. Anyways, that's my thoughts on Francis Ngannou's coach coming out and just kicking it real to Francis and kicking it real to people about how he felt about Francis Ngannou. You got to listen to the people that have been closest to you. Maybe it'll shake some sense into Ngannou, but I'm not sure. He has been banished to Beijing. Francis Ngannou, who used to always fight in Vegas, he's now fighting out in Beijing. We'll see how long this bus is going to keep rolling over this dude. We'll see how long it keeps circling the track and bloop, 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 running over him like a damn speed bump. But for now, Francis Ngannou is just in a sort of purgatory style situation. He really is. I hope that guy can bounce out of it. There's no way that a specimen like him and an athlete like him and somebody as talented as him can't figure it out. You were played. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section.